I can't do it.
Okay.
We'll do it live.
Okay. No.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
5, 4, 3.
What is up, everybody? Happy Saturday. It is the weekend. Yes, it is. I hope you all had a great weekend. I hope your Saturday is going well for you. Hope the weather is nice and warm and pleasant where you're at, as it is here where I am at. So I'm definitely looking forward to the weekend. Got some plans going on right after this. So the show will be a little bit briefer than normal, maybe 45 minutes. Hopefully I can get through all that stuff. But once again, I want to thank you for taking time out to watch this channel. If you stop by, I really appreciate your time and your effort. Please do me a huge favor, hit that like button for me. It helps us out a lot to get this channel, this video spread out there far and wide. Also share this with anybody else who is also interested in tech news. So before we go further on, just give you a quick rundown. Basically, this is a show where I recap what happened during the week in tech news, just to go over some articles. I have a few shorter ones that I go into, and then I have my main topic that I get into and dive into a little bit more. As always, after this show is over, I will post all the articles in the description down below the show. So if you want to dive a little bit deeper and read more about the articles or take a look at some of the videos or whatever, they'll all be in the description down below. Once again, thank you for taking time out. If you are new to this channel, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit that notification bell as well. Also, before we get into that, if you want to follow me on social media, I post a lot of articles every day. A lot of my content does not make it into video form, but if you want to make sure you stay up to date with the latest tech news, you can follow me on social media here on Twitter or X, sounds_nerdy. That's where I'm very active at. Also, I'm also on Gab, the alternative social media. Sounds nerdy. I'm also on True Social. I'm also on Getter, Minds, Facebook, Instagram, all those places as well. So wherever you are, wherever you want to follow, that's where I'm at. Hopefully my mic and everything is coming through good. It sounds like it. The levels and everything are okay. But let's get a quick rundown on some of the meteor topics that I want to jump into here, so you can see that. First off, I want to go over the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL chip seemingly can't hold up under pressure. So the Google Pixel 9 was released last week. It had pretty good overall reviews. Everybody enjoyed it, especially the AI components that they've implemented in there. But this article right here will talk about what is happening once you put this thing under full load, and especially doing things like gaming. So I'm gonna go over that. Also, iPhone 17 lineup has been out there. We've been talking about it. We know the iPhone 16 has not released yet, but we have a lot of information about the iPhone 17 and about a number of different devices that Apple may be introducing to that lineup. So we're going to get over into that. That was that. Next, Honor, the Magic V3 and Magic Pad 2 launching globally next month. Now, Honor, as you know, is one of the thinnest, it's probably the thinnest foldable device out there right now, and it has a date, or it has a tentative plan to launch globally. So it's really going to nip at Samsung again. Also, the Xiaomi 15 Ultra is tipped for a January China launch. Global debut is expected at Mobile World Congress. So the thing about the Xiaomi 15 Ultra, which I'll get into, is that this is supposed to be the first device that will feature the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 chip. So we'll get into that. And also, the last one I want to cover, the big one, is the Z46 Slim, tipped for September 25th launch. This could finally bring an overdue upgrade. So we're going to talk about the upgrades that are going to be coming to the Z46, when it's going to come to, and what this could mean for Samsung. So, but before we dive into all those, let's get into a little bit of some snack stuff, a little smaller stories I want to just go over real quick. So the first story up here, Neuralink's second patent is already playing Counter-Strike 2. So if you don't know what Neuralink is, I mean, you should. If you watch this channel, you know what Neuralink is. Elon Musk, Tesla, it is his it's this company where he implants a chip into your brain and allows you to control different things from just started thinking about it. And it's good for people who've had spinal problems or have a loss of motor functions. This chip is good for that. So this is the second person that has had that chip. The first person, I think I covered it as well a few videos back or lives back. They were also able to control, I think they were also playing the game as well. So let's cover this really quickly. Neuralink's second patient is doing well according to Neuralink and is already using the brain computer interface to play Counter-Strike 2. So yeah, so they're able to, get some gaming, before they didn't have their motor function skill, they had a spinal injury. So now with the Neuralink chip, they were able to do that. The second patient, who Neuralink's called Alex, is already browsing the web, building stuff in CAD software, Fusion 360, and playing video games with the device. According to the blog, Alex was an automotive technician. I'll just play this video for you right here so you can see him playing. There's no sound to it. It just shows him just playing Counter-Strike, nothing spectacular. Here, according to the blog, Alex was an automotive technician for a spinal cord injury and missed building things. On the second day with Neuralink, he designed a mount for his Neuralink charger in Fusion 360 and had it 3D printed. So again, it's good for this type of person who wants to resume their normal activities as best they can. But obviously, the other question is, how do you feel about having a brain chip implanted inside your head? Are you ready to become a cyborg? Are you worried about that thing being hacked? I would be definitely worried about that, somebody hacking that chip and is making me do some crazy things. I don't know, but that's the con of it. But the pro is that, it helps other people be able to resume some type of functionality. Like again, in this case here, this person is allowed to play games again just by thinking about it. So I mean, that's cool on the one hand, but yeah, that's some good things about that. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that. Let's move on to the second quick story I want to talk about. This new TV accessory lets you smell what's on the screen. Yes, that's you read that right. Let you smell what's on the screen. So this is a company called Elevated Perceptions. They have created a TV accessory that uses AI to identify what's happening during your favorite shows and your movies, releasing a scent to match. The device is called Movie Scent and will be available in September for $179. $179 is not a bad price for something like this, but according to Movie Scent, it will come prepackaged with 6 scents: the ocean, fresh cut grass, restaurant, forest, storm, and laundry, fresh laundry. And fresh laundry is the last one on the box, so this could be sprayed after the movie ends to kind of neutralize your palate, neutralize the room, get you back to a normal scent. They also talked about, they claim that each scent can be secreted 4,000 times before it needs to be refilled. So that should last you a pretty decent amount of time, depending on how much television you consume or whatever. They also have plans on releasing new scents. Check out some of these scents that they're talking about releasing. Fire. So we all pretty much know what fire smells like. You go have your bonfire in your backyard. Jungle, the jungle smells like, kind of damp, whatever. Zombie. Yes, zombie. Ooh, would you like to experience the full experience of going through a zombie apocalypse? Well, now you can with this, scent box from, Elevated Perceptions. You can smell what zombies would smell like. Just imagine all that blood and gore and guts. I don't think that's a pleasant smell. I don't think that's something that I would definitely be interested in, but some people may want that full experience. They also had new car and blood in the works as well. So I would like for them to do things like maybe like Gunsmoke, something like that. What else? I can't think of anything else. Just some things that are probably more common, but zombie is very interesting, but I don't know. Some people may get a kick out of it, but let me know what you guys think about that, if that's something you would be interested in. All right, moving on to this last quick story. The AMD Ryzen 9000 X3 V cache release date revealed. So the AMD 9000 chips just was released the past couple of weeks, and it's okay, not so good. Some negativity around surrounding the chips, especially the performance around gaming hasn't been what people were thinking about. So it's been good in productivity settings, but not so far as gaming. So this hasn't been the best launch for AMD, but AMD is hoping that they can recapture some of that with the 3D cache chips. So those are the chips that you want to utilize if you are into gaming. This helps elevate your gaming. The AMD Ryzen 9000 chips hasn't exactly gone according to plan, with enthusiasts generally regarding it as the least impressive launch of the new range of CPUs in the Ryzen era. The previous launches of the 3D cache equipped with CPUs have come sometime after the launch of their standard models. So the first time, the first ones were after the Ryzen 7 5800 X3D. Those released 18 months after the Zen 3 chips. And then the next batch were the Ryzen 7 7800 X3D. Those released just 7 months after. So if they are going to be releasing probably in a time frame of 7 to 8 months, you're looking at early next year sometime, maybe January, February of 2025. But the big thing about that is, if you're a gamer, this is not the initial release of chips is not what you want. You want to wait for the X3D with the cache in there if you want to do some gaming on that. So that's the chip that you want to get into. But those are just the quick stories I want to get into. Now let's get into some of the meatier stuff here. Again, if you're down here in the chat, chime in, let me know where you're at, where you're from. Any questions, any comments about any of the articles, please make sure you chime in on that. Again, crack jokes, I don't care. Take myself not too seriously. Crack jokes about me, I don't care. It's all fine and dandy. All right, let's talk about this first article here. The Google Pixel 9 Pro XL chipset simply can't hold up under pressure. And this is an article out of techradar.com. So, we know the Google Pixel 9 was released, got pretty good reviews. Again, I said it earlier in my introduction, AI was pretty well done from the reviews and from the presentation. Very well done. Can't really knock Google for their efforts in the AI race. They're introducing some things that sort of make some of the other phone manufacturers out there think a little bit, or try to be a little bit more innovative with what they're doing. So congrats to Google for that. But let's talk about what is going on with the Google Pixel 9 here. So this is a tweet that you can see here on my screen from Shazam. Shazam Pixel 9 Pro XL. He's saying better than next year. So what you're seeing here in the graph is that once they put this device under load, it starts off well, but then it takes a big dip. You can see here down below 50% to more likely be close to 40% when it's under load, and then it comes up, but it only revives up to about 65% of what it's capable of doing. So that is not a good sign. So let's just read a little bit right here. The opinion of one user called Shazam, who put the Google Pixel 9 through a CPU throttling test, found that after around 4 minutes, the phone's performance has dropped to almost 60%. After that, its performance did creep back up again, but only around 65% of its maximum for the remaining duration of the test. So not a good look from Google in terms of if you want to really stress that CPU. This is not a good sign from Google. But if you've seen some of the articles that came out over the past week or so, Google has stressed that they did not make this chip for performance. They're making it more so for AI capabilities. So, and that's what we're seeing here when you try to stress this chip out. It is not performing as well as one would think from a new chip, the Tensor G4 on a new device. You're looking for more, power from this device. This is not the one that you're going to probably want to put your marbles on. And while this is just a test of the Google Pixel 9 Pro XL, the rest of the line, including the Pixel 9, Pixel 9 Pro, they all, and the 9 Pro Fold, the Pro 9 Fold, all use the same chipset. So we could assume that they all will probably perform the same way as this chip right here does. Different use cases for different focus. Of course, you're very likely to push the Pro 9 XL as hard as this test does. So the actual performance you get from your Google phones will probably be better. Yes, again, depending on what you're going to be doing. But it's still not ideal chipset that doesn't match the best for power and even maximize performance can exhibit on some major chips. So yeah, so that's a little bit of a disappointment from Google. But again, I think they've came out with their preference they're trying to say that, again, we are more so focused on AI. But these phones are largely designed with AI in mind, and rather than a top tier chipset. They have hefty amounts of RAM, help with that, with the 16 gigabytes in the top models. So as AI phones, they might still get the job done. But if you want to play high-end games, you might want to consider something else, as obviously the S24 Ultra or the iPhone 15 Pro Max instead. So, like I said, Google came out and said that we're more so focused on AI with this chip. I understand what Google is trying to do, but I think a lot of people who also want these phones, I don't know if AI is the driving force. I think that most people are going to be using their phones. Obviously, their normal use, but a lot of people, some people do their gaming on there, obviously video and stuff like that. I think all that stuff will be fine, but again, high-end gaming, not the phone that you want to run to if you want to, get into gaming. But we'll see. Better luck next year, Google. Again, hopefully next year when they come out with their new updated chip, I don't know if it's going to be the Tensor G5 or maybe just an updated G4. Hopefully they will be able to make it a more powerful chip so that if you want to do gaming, that this will be powerful enough to handle that. But let me know what you guys think about that down below. Do you think this is something that turns you off with the Google Pixel 9 lineup, or it's fine because you're more so concerned about the AI? Drop down in the comment section and let me know what you guys think about that. All right, moving on here. iPhone 17 lineup. So I did a video earlier this week where I went over in more detail talking about the iPhone 17 lineup. iPhone 17 lineup. Yeah, so iPhone 16, again, we don't have a release date for that yet. We're expecting September 10th or so for Apple to have their event where we will get news about the 16. And then obviously once the 16 is launched, then we'll get a lot more concrete information about the 17. But let's talk about the iPhone 17 lineup and how many devices there might actually be with this thing. So again, things kicked off back in April with a lot of the rumors about the iPhone 17 when an analyst, Ross Young, said the new model would have a smaller screen than the previous Plus model. So just talking about the iPhone 17 Slim. But there are also a couple of different rumors that have been going on about this. We've getting conflicting reports about it. The following month, Jeff Poo suggests that the phone would in fact be replaced by the new model, which was tagged the iPhone 17 Slim. So this will be replacing the Plus model. So you won't have the Plus, you have your Slim instead. But then we have another report that suggests that this would instead be a ultra high-end model, priced above the Pro Max model. So the iPhone 17 Slim either could be the Slim or it could be the Ultra, according to a lot of rumors and reports out there. I'm not exactly sure what Apple is going to do with it, but according to different reports, we got either a lower end or we got a higher end model. Or can Apple just drop both of them? I don't know. Who knows at this point? Again, we don't have concrete information about it, but it's definitely interesting. And it leaves me very curious to see what Apple is actually going to do with the iPhone 17 lineup coming out. And Apple is going to be introducing another device. So again, let's talk about the price of that phone if it's above the Pro Max model. So you're starting off with a device that's going to at least be $1,300, maybe $1,400 for an iPhone 17 Slim Pro or Slim Ultra, whatever it's going to be called, that's above the Pro Max. How do you feel about paying that much for a device like that? That's not even a foldable device at that price point, because now you're above the flips and whatever, you inching up there towards some of the other folds out there. I guess depending on the different model that you get, depending on how much RAM you get or how much storage you get. So I don't know. We'll see how that performs. Also, if this device is supposed to have the bigger screen as well, and it might be a little bit thinner than your previous device as well. So those two factors right there may justify the higher cost. But we'll see what happens once we get more information about the 17 in the near future here. So that is interesting. It will remain. Will this phone be able to be more popular than the Pro Max models? I doubt it, simply because of that price point. You're going to price a lot of people out of that price range, and I don't think people will want to spend that much money for a device that's not a foldable. But one of the models in the 17 lineup could be a fold as well. So if all of these rumors come true, you're looking at possibly 5 to 6 different devices. So you have your regular iPhone 17. You may have your Slim 17, which may be that. You may have your Pro, your Pro Max. You may have your Ultra or Slim, and your fold device. So we're looking at anywhere from 4 to 6 devices, I believe, for the iPhone 17 lineup. A lot of different SKUs out there for customers out there, but that also could cause a lot of different confusion as well. But we will see what happens once Apple does release more information about the iPhone 17 in the near future, or once we start to get more rumors and more concrete information about that. But let me know what you guys think about that. Are you willing to jump up above the Pro Max model and pay even more, pay $1,400 for a device that's not even a foldable? So let me know what you guys think about that down in the comment section. Again, I did a video on this. You can go check that out where I dive into a little bit more details. Also talk about the iPhone 16 Ultra, which is supposed to be released this year when Apple finally does unveil the 16. So let me know what you guys think about that down in the comment section. All right, moving on here. Honor Magic V3 and Magic Pad 2 launching globally next month. This is an article out of Talk Android. So, like I said in my intro, the Honor Magic V3, I believe, is the thinnest foldable phone on the market today. And last week in my live stream, and this is just a little ancillary story, we had rumors about them, Honor or Huawei, introducing a trifold device. And if you've seen the images of that device for a trifold device was pretty thin as well. So we know that they're capable of making very thin devices. So very much looking forward to what Honor is going to do with that. So the Honor Magic V3 launched not too long ago, though it was exclusive to China. Now, however, it's now official that arguably one of the best foldables in the game is about to make its way to the global market on September 5th. Yeah, September 5th. So that's just a couple of weeks away. So the company will be showing off 3 devices at IFA, which is Innovation for All, an event that happens in Berlin every year. They'll be showing off the Magic V3, which is a foldable, the larger Honor Magic Pad 2, which is a tablet, and then a Magic Art 14 laptop. But we're not going to talk about those two. We're going to just try to focus on the Honor V3 foldable, which is coming next month, hopefully, and to the rest of the world. So the device predecessor was considered to be one of the best foldable phones available when it was launched in terms of design and flagship specs. It was definitely one of those devices that got your head spinning, got people a lot of people interested in there. Again, with the specs and the design, they're really nipping at the heels of Samsung, and I think they're also kind of showing up Samsung, because I think Samsung is trying to, slipping a little bit, being a little bit lazy. This is probably something I will do in a separate video. I want to actually do a video talking about Samsung and their state of foldables at this point, but just very briefly, I think Samsung has been a little bit lazy in what they've been doing with their devices, but I'll get into that at a little date. So the Magic V3 came out and ended up being a thinner and lighter than obviously its previous phone. So they're getting smaller and smaller. The device will be available globally. Again, we don't know exact dates or exact price range, but the $17.99 price point will more than likely be what that will be once it is launched globally. I said we don't know the exact regions. Hopefully it will be coming to US. More likely it will be coming to probably Europe, US, maybe India as well. So looking forward to seeing how that will play out once it is released globally. Now, in terms of sales, a few months ago or about a quarter ago, Samsung was no longer the leader in terms of foldable sales. That honor went to Huawei, I think, basically mainly because of what had happened in China. In China, the Huawei devices are just flying off the shelves, and because of China, because of what happened with that, they were able to upend Samsung and become the most bought foldable phones in that market. Again, it also has something to do with Samsung also pretty much releasing the same foldable devices for the past 3 iterations, talking about the 4, the 5, and including the 6 as well. They haven't really sparked much innovation in the last couple of devices. So, and I think with that in tandem with others, making better devices, more flagships, thinner, that is why Honor is one of those that you definitely need to be paying attention to. Again, hopefully it's September 5th. We may get a global launch for that, so we'll see once we get more information about that. Just definitely looking forward to seeing this once it hit global stage, to see more, get it into more people's hands and have more responses from that. But definitely looking forward to that and see what that will say. Hopefully this will light a fire up under Samsung and may force them to get more creative, get more innovative, and stop just resting on their laurels and thinking that just because you put their name on it, that it's going to sell worldwide. But I want Samsung to be pushed. I want Samsung to be creative and innovative in the space, since they, pretty much have owned the space for a while. I want them to get back to their roots and just get more creative and more innovative at this point. But let me know what you guys think about that. Are you interested in the Honor Magic V3 foldable phone if it does come to your market? And just let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. All right, let's moving on. Xiaomi 15 Ultra is tipped for January China launch. Global debut expected at Mobile World Congress. So now Xiaomi 15 Ultra flagship phone, again, what I talked about in my intro, is expected to be the first device to include Qualcomm's Snapdragon 8 Gen 4. Now, I've done a number of I have a number of videos talking about the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4. I've done videos talking about its benchmarks, how it compares to other Apples, the A18, the A17 as well, how it holds up to that, and in some areas surpasses it. So the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 is definitely the chip that is going to be pushing Apple, and like I said, does better than Apple in a lot of areas. It's very efficient. So Qualcomm has hit something very well with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4, and we're looking for that first device that's going to come out with it, and the Xiaomi 15 is that device. Again, expected to release in January with a global date in Mobile World Congress. So let's go into this. Again, this is an article out of phonearena.com. Well-known tipster Yogesh Bar has revealed that the upcoming Xiaomi 15 Ultra is likely to launch in China by January. So, and this was just his tweet here. Same thing, nothing. Saying he heard Xiaomi 15 Ultra might launch by January, just before Lunar Year. So Lunar Year in China, I think like January 29th or something. So sometime before that, we'll suspect it to launch. Global launch at Mobile World Congress. Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 we talked about, and then here's the camera setup: 350 megapixel cameras plus a 200 megapixel camera as well. So beefy, nice phone. I think with the specs on this phone, this could be one of the most powerful devices on the market when it does come, and definitely going to give a run to the 15 Pro Max, maybe even the 16 Pro Max as well, and obviously the Samsung S24 Ultra right now. Again, we'll have probably the fastest processor out there in terms of the Snapdragon. So again, Mobile World Congress is happening March 3rd through 6th, 2025. So that may be where we get information about its global launch, where it's going to be coming to, and what the price point is going to be as well. So definitely, again, looking forward to what Xiaomi is going to offer up with the 15. I'm definitely interested in this because I want to see the Snapdragon in real world use. We did already talked about it in a previous video where we did get real world performance benchmarks, and again, those numbers were very good. Again, I want to see this once this phone gets out there. A lot of people get their hands on it and start reviewing it and see how it holds up under pressure. Throw multiple games at it. Multiple applications running in the background, things like that. Definitely looking forward to it. I'm almost positive I think this shit will hold up, and I think Qualcomm has hit on their hands with the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4. So definitely looking forward to that. But let me know what you guys think about that down in the comment section. Are you excited to hear about the Xiaomi 15 Ultra releasing globally, and do you think that the Snapdragon 8 Gen 4 will live up to the hype that we've been hearing about so far from it? So, all right, moving on here. I believe this is the last story that I do want to cover today. Again, quick show. I got some things going on, so I need to get out of here. Z46 Slim, tipped to be September 25th launch, could finally bring an overdue upgrade. Again, this is an article out of Android Authority. So, we've been hearing rumors about a Z Fold Slim Ultra type device coming from Samsung for the last few months now. And over the last month or so, we've been getting more and more information about it. I still think that there is some level of uncertainty in terms of a Slim or an Ultra. Again, this is the same thing with the iPhone Slim and Air, Ultra, whatever device. There's reports about a Slim device or an Ultra device as well when it comes to the Z Fold 6. But let's talk about this real quick in this article. One thing of note is that it will be thinner than the Z Fold 6s, which is 12.1 millimeters at this point. This device is expected to be slimmer than that. It's going to also feature a larger 6.5-inch external display and an 8-inch internal display, which will be bigger than what we currently have at 6.3 and 7.6 inches. So larger screen. So in terms of slim, I think when they say the slim moniker, we're going to talk about how thin it is. But with those beefier specs on the outside, it definitely also captures more of an ultra type of feel in terms of specs. So, and if these hold true, we'll see what happens. The report goes on to suggest that the phone will be offered in black color and carry a price tag of approximately, get this. So, this is one back. If you heard the name Slim and you thought that this was going to be a device that was going to be cheap, guess what?
Wrong!
No. We're thinking, so if this holds true, this price tag is going to be $2,100. Yes, we're talking about a foldable phone over $2,000. So, because of the bigger screens, that's what you're paying for right there. So $2,100 for this device. I wonder if there's going to be different models as well. If you want more storage space, that price point is going to go up to $2,300. We will see. Let's also see something else that we know about it. This includes a 10 megapixel front facing camera and a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera. Samsung will finally upgrade the under the display camera. So we know that they've had the 4 megapixel under camera display. It's been the same since the Z Fold 3. So it looks like with the 6 Slim, they finally will upgrade that to a 5 megapixel camera and also put a new sensor in there as well. So for those selfies or those video calls, if you're going to be using that under display camera, it should yield a better result, better picture quality, better video from that camera. Finally, because that is definitely one of the major drawbacks once they implemented it, was that the quality on that was terrible. But it did the job for what you wanted to be done, and it was under display, so it didn't take up any more real estate on your screen. But again, we've seen 4 and 5 and a 6, and they kept that the same. So it looks like finally with the Slim model, they're going to up that model. So again, well, it remains to be seen if this is going to be called the Slim or the Ultra, because Ultra would garner that price tag and the upgrades that they're doing to this. But the Slim is because it's a little bit thinner. Like I said, I don't know what they're going to go with. I think the Ultra will probably be a better name, because I think it will match up to what the upgrades that they've done to it. And I think that will help justify the price point that they're thinking about with $2,100 at probably just a starting point. Again, what do you think? Would you be willing to spend $2,100 for an Ultra device? And also, are these upgrades enough for you to want to spend that much money? Larger external screen, larger internal screen, and upgraded under the camera display. Again, no pin will be included with this if all these rumors are to be believed. Again, you have to justify if this makes sense for you. I have my own opinion about that. I don't know if the $2,100 and these upgrades will justify that, and then they do not include the pin. That is something that is questionable, and I'm just not quite sure what Samsung is thinking. I think a lot of people who want that Ultra device want the pin just to be included in the device already. But if they're going to be making a slimmer device, they're probably just going to scrap that idea already and just be done with it at this point. I don't know if they're going to ever include the pin in there. We know they have done it with the Ultra devices, with the Notes or whatever, but they're refusing to do it with the Z Fold devices. But again, maybe if Honor or Huawei or somebody else out there comes out and does that, force Samsung to do it. But we'll see what happens with that when Samsung does finally release information. Again, the release date on this phone is expected to be in September. September, and it also could include a titanium frame to it as well. So those are a couple of other upgrades that are expected as well. So again, a couple of more tidbits added to that. Is that enough for you to justify that $2,100 price point as well? So we'll see what Samsung does when this phone does finally come out. Again, let me know what your thoughts are about this. Is that $2,100 price point a breaking point for you? Is that too much? Or are you okay with that if these upgrades are to come true? Let me know what you think about that down in the comment section below. Gladly want to know what you guys think about that, and definitely want to converse with you and talk about your thoughts as well. But that is everything that I wanted to cover today. Once again, I want to thank you guys for taking time out to watch this video. Again, let me know what I can do to make this a more enjoyable, even better experience for you. Again, still learning, just trying to get better at it. So again, I'm not going to be the best. I'm not going to be the most professional. I don't care to be the most professional. What I want to do is just make this a show for you that brings you tech news from the past week, just to get you up to speed with everything that is happening in the tech world. Just give it to you bite size, that you go and explore some of the tech news at your own leisure as well. Again, everything that I covered today will be down in the description section. Once I upload this video, you can go down in the description section to check out all those articles as well. So again, thank you for taking time out to watch this video. Again, if you are new here, please do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell as well. Also, chances are, if you enjoy this type of content, you have friends or family that does as well. So make sure you share this with them. Make sure you head over to social medias to check me out. Again, I am on Twitter or X. Sounds_nerdy. I post articles there throughout the day, multiple articles. Not everything that I talk about making in video form. So if you want to follow more tech news, make sure you follow me on social media. Again, that's on Twitter, X. I'm on Gab as well. Sounds Nerdy @SoundsNerdy. I'm on True Social, Gather, Minds, Facebook, Instagram as well. So wherever you want to follow me at, you can follow me there as well. Also, to stay up to date with the latest tech news, head over to soundsnerdy.com, where I curate and aggregate tech news from around the web, bring it to you at soundsnerdy.com, where I cover Apple, Samsung, Google, Android, computing, and even more general tech news, all at the website soundsnerdy.com. Again, thank you for taking time out to watch this video. If you have friends or family that enjoy this type of content, make sure you share this with them as well. Hit that like button as well. Share this out with everybody that you know. Again, until next week, guys, every Saturday, 2 p.m., I will be trying to go live to do this. Again, trying to get better every week. Throughout the week, I post videos talking about different tech topics as well. And until the next video, guys, stay nerdy.